courtesy of her. Let's clap for her. Where is it? Give me. So, Chancellor, this is the Chancellor's recognition, meaning that is the Chancellor who is giving it. So, please take good pictures of that. Congratulations, congratulations. It's a surprise, eh? Don't cry, don't cry. Silver, Catherine Luvadwa Mwashi, I don't know whether she's around, from Nairobi campus. Catherine has been such a dedicated Yes, we should. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, Catherine Luvadwa Mwashi is actually our administrative assistant or officer at the Nairobi campus in the principal's office. She has served us with dedication. She has worked for KEMU for 8 straight years, and she has done very well. I'm sure she did not make it, so we can clap for her in absentia. This category, we have Stephen Wambua Mutua. Stephen Wambua, is she there? Oh, sorry, is he there? That's right, okay. Now, Stephen Wambua has worked for 7 years as a laboratory technician. Very committed man, very committed indeed, very committed indeed. So let's give. There you go. So clap for Bwana Mutua. Asante sana. In the middle staff category, we have the gold, Dennis Kiplagat Cheriot. Dennis Kiplagat Cheriot has worked for KEMU for 12 good years. But he came in as the director in charge of marketing just the other day, and he has done a marvelous job. Let's clap. He has been bothering me with phones even at midnight on marketing issues. And you do realize that KEMU is very far in terms of marketing. In fact, people have been consulting with me. It is courtesy of him. Thank you. That is the gold award. Then comes somebody known as Samuel Serem Kiprono. Samuel Serem Kiprono. Samuel Serem Kiprono. Thank you so much. Thank you. Karibu. Simama huko. Samuel Serem Kiprono works in the registry. He can see you like this as a student and know where your file is. Thank you and congratulations. Asante sana. Then the bronze goes to Sarah Njeri Mungai. Sarah Njeri Mungai is one of our lecturers. She has served students with dedication, and we are so happy and proud of her. Thank you and congratulations, Sarah. In the last category of senior staff, this one will be very difficult, but one person whom we thought that has done very well is a professor. You give him any job, he will do it anytime without any reservation. Sometimes even he asks me, can I do anything? This is none other than Professor Nahashon Gitonga. He is a bishop. He has been a registrar in this university, a very humble man. We thank God for him, and this is your award. And we are recognizing your exceptional leadership and enterprise in serving Kenya Methodist University to be He has worked for KEMU for 21 years. Under the silver category, we have one person who has also done a lot for us in the background, and I've come to like him because usually as a VC, you must associate with yourself with people who deliver. This person is actually Dr. John Muderu Mushiri. He's always a faithful servant. He's always there. He's the one who is chairing the ERP committee, and he's done it very well. But for him, he has worked for KEMU for 17 good years. Finally, last but not least, is somebody who has also worked very hard for KEMU. He's not very old, but not very new. By the way, we say that for you to be able to get this award, you must have worked for KEMU for more than 5 years. So I don't qualify. But I think based on other things, I can get awards. Also, you must not have faced disciplinary action. So this man, he works in the School of Medicine. He once served as the acting dean. You already know the person. This is none other than Dr. Frederick Odhiambo Ndede. Dr. Frederick Odhiambo Ndede is the man who dies on the job. Sometimes his feet are swollen, but he still works, although he's a medical doctor. Odhiambo. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Chancellor, that is all for the people you decided to award. God bless you. Thank you. So clap for all of them who received the awards. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Chancellor. Thank you very much, Chancellor. We are humbled. We are humbled. This was a surprise, at least for me. Okay, thank you very much. I want to take this opportunity to invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Finance and Administration, Professor Geshoya, who will read for us the statutes.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, the chief guest, our governor, our members of BOT, our members of council, members of Senate, staff, students, graduates, parents, guests, ladies and gentlemen. Mine is quite short. It's just to define whether congregation has been assembled properly. Mr. Chancellor, sir, Article 7, Section 3 of the University Charter and Statutes 28, Section 4 of the Kenya Methodist University Statutes provides that for the purpose of conferring degrees of the university, there shall be held from time to time a meeting of the university which shall be called a congregation. If the Senate so decides, other academic distinctions may be conferred and diplomas awarded at a congregation. The congregation shall be constituted of the Chancellor, the officers of the university, the academic staff, the convocation, the graduates, and the students of the university. It shall be presided over by the Chancellor. The requirements of these statutes having been fulfilled, I invite the Vice Chancellor to declare this assembly a congregation of the university. Thank you.
Sir, by virtue of the authority conferred on me by Article 7, Section 3 of the University Charter and Statute 28, Section 4 of Kenya Methodist University Statutes, I declare this assembly the 18th congregation of Kenya Methodist University.
Thank you very much. We are now constituted as a congregation. I want to invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, Reverend Dr. Mary Kinoti, who will bring to us the best students to address the congregation.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, in the year 2018 graduation, the candidate named Mariam Mabida was recognized by Kenya Methodist University as the best academic student. She excelled in academics, obtaining a Bachelor of Business in Information Technology, first-class honors degree with a cumulative of a GPA of 3.90. Mr. Chancellor, may I now invite our best academic student, Mariam Mabida, to address the congregation.
Another proud for Marion as she comes. It isn't easy to become the best student. It takes hard work and dedication. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, Kenya Methodist University, Reverend Joseph Ntombura, Chief Guest, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor, members of the University Management Board, members of the Senate, graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. Good morning. I am Mariam Mabinda, a graduate anticipating conferment with a first-class honors in Bachelor's of Business in Information Technology. I thank the Almighty God for enabling us experience the greatness of this joyful occasion. I appreciate the university for the holistic approach in developing the capacity of each graduate spiritually, physically, and intellectually. We are gathered here today to celebrate the successful completion of a great journey, indeed, a full marathon. Like the fable journey of 1,000 miles, we began with a first step in our first year. The future seemingly unfathomable, our hearts full of anxiety. As we took our initial steps, our worries faded away as we began to appreciate the university's skills, mentorship, caring spirit, unrelenting efforts to support us to achieve our full potential. The KEMU community is a confluence of great mind and spirits eager to work together as one united team with a common objective of facilitating achievements of individual dreams and aspirations. The result of this has been the production of individual dreams and aspirations, talented, visionary leaders, and I hope that the administrations and the faculty can reflect on the difference you're making in the nation and the world at large. For this, we shall eternally be grateful. Kenya Methodist University profounds efforts in teaching, innovation, research, consultancies, and outreach is exceptional and deserves praise. I am particularly grateful and was deeply impressed by the structured mentorship program offered under the auspices of Kamilimu Foundation, directed by our own Dr. Chao Mbogo. The great exposures to industry like Google, IBM, the nurturing of the skills which took us 6 months, the love and the care that we got from the mentorship session enabled us to bridge the gap between relevant skills and classwork. Thank you once more, Dr. Chow. My humble appeal is to the Ministry of Education and relevant authorities to support the program offered at Kenya Methodist University by improving access to higher educational loans. Besides enabling students to complete their studies, this will also go a long way to enable the university provide learning facilities, which is part of the strategic plan. I would like to thank all the parents, guardians, and sponsors who have sacrificed and ensured that we got the best knowledge which is offered here at Kenya Methodist University. I would like also to appreciate our lecturers for molding us into able, confident, and optimistic graduates. I thank my fellow students for making KEMU journey such a memorable one. I retrospect, I will forever cherish the group discussions, individual consultations, and the spirit of friendship that made it possible to surmount the challenges that we faced along the way. I also want to say a special thanks to my mom in the crowd for giving me support. At this juncture, I would like to share the words of Dr. Geoffrey Griffin, which to me are as true today as they were then. He advised as follows: "This world is full of people who do their duty half-heartedly, grudgingly, and poorly. Don't be like them. Whatever is your duty, do it as fully, perfectly as you possibly can. And when you have finished your duty, go on to spare some time and talent in service of the less fortunate people, not for any reward at all, but because it is the right thing to do." The continuing comrades, you will agree with me that the journey to success is full of ups and downs, which are all part of life. Always remember what Winston Churchill said: never give up. Thank you for listening to me. God bless you.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, Kenya Methodist University alumni during the 2018 graduation is Honorable Philip Nyage Mahobe. Allow me to introduce him as the representative of the alumni. Honorable Mahobe was born in Kisii County. He went to Kiazobera Primary School, then joined Kisii High School. After his bachelor's in economics degree, he joined Kenya Methodist University for an MBA in entrepreneurship in the year 2009 to 2011. On graduation, he got employed with the government, Ministry of Youth and Public Service, and worked in Tharaka, Meru, Runyenjes, Embu, and then Isiolo as a county director. In the year 2017, he exited the employment to join politics and contested Member of Parliament seat in South Mugrango. He is also now in car business. Mr. Chancellor, sir, may I now invite our alumnus to address the congregation, Honorable Philip Nyage Mahobe.
Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the Chancellor, our learned fraternity, professors, management, staff, graduates, parents, and all the visitors that have come to be with us today. I'm going to be very brief and to the point. In fact, when I knew about KEMU is when I was in Tharaka. I was posted there 2007 in the Ministry of Youth and Public Service. I got a friend, Reverend Simba. He talked so well about KEMU, and he told me, don't go to Meru to apply. Wait for it, Tharaka, it is coming. For me, I didn't wait, because he praised KEMU so much. I ran here, I took admission. After taking admission, I saw Meru was very far from Nairobi. That's where my family was. So I attended Nairobi classes. So I graduated the year 2011 with MBA Entrepreneurship. So I'm going to be very brief. For me, even the business I'm doing now, I did my business plan when I was the final year doing my master's. And that's what I'm doing up to now. So for you here, I'm going to encourage you that everything that you have done, the ideas that you have, immediately you come out of this place, transform them into opportunities. So I'm going to read a brief speech, then I finish. Today, I bring you greetings on behalf of KEMU 30,000 alumni living in every corner across the nation and around the world. Today is not the end of your relationship with KEMU. It is only the beginning. You may not realize, but on the day you accepted your offer to admission to this university, you joined a lifelong community. In fact, you joined more than a community, you joined a family. And just like your own family, you remain a member of KEMU family for life. You will not change it. The end of your studies bring with it host feelings, from the relief that studies are over now and the sadness graduates experience as they prepare to leave the university and go out to the world. But graduates also live with a sense of pride in what they have done. A pride that all of us, family members, friends, faculty, staff, administration, share as we watch these talented people receive their degree and beginning their journeys. The achievement of our graduates are both personal and societal. You demonstrate as a graduate the hard work and the perfect abilities you are going to have and the knowledge you have gained through studies, and now you are going to transform the community. It is true that market presents unique challenges, but I assure you, the programs that you have pursued have given you a good foundation, and if the community values and supports the application of the knowledge you have acquired, you will transform this great nation. I'll finish by saying this. Please join me in congratulating the 2018 class. You have set the bar of achievement very high, and it will be a thrill to watch how you transform the society you come from. So I will not go beyond there because I know we don't have time. All those who have graduated from KEMU and they are called alumni, I will recognize by you standing up and showing that truly you have gone through a process that not everybody has done. So for all those alumni, including those who are graduating today, stand please, we recognize you. Even in front here, if you have gone through KEMU, please stand. We want to honor you now. Okay, can you clap for all these people? These are community. If you want, we can change Kenya and we can change everybody else. Now to sit. I want to go back and sit. I've got precious people who have come with their alumni. They will not come here. I'll just mention their name, their position, and they sit. I've got Angelica Mutisia. She's a treasurer. She's the one who keeps the money. Then we have got Ben Kariuki. When I'm not in office, he's the one who takes care of me. Okay? So my name is Philip Nyanga Maobe, an entrepreneur by profession and a politician by practice. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you, thank you.
I forgot to recognize the governor. He's a good friend of mine. I've worked long in Meru. I recognize him. Governor, feel welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And now the Deputy Vice Chancellor to bring us the Vice Chancellor for goodwill messages.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Maurice Oduol Okoth, to bring us the goodwill messages and also to recognize our distinguished guests who are with us in this congregation. Welcome, sir.
Yes, thank you. I'll do this in a combination by doing my speech as well. I want to recognize the presence of my bosses, the BOT, the council, and everybody else who is invited. KEMU is a very hospitable place and feel very much at home. So I'll recognize the guests and bring the goodwill messages as I read my speech. Our guest of honor, sir, Honorable Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Governor, Meru County, Honorable Senators who may be present, Principal Secretaries, Honorable Members of Parliament, members of Board of Trustees, members of Council, County Commissioner, the Vice Chancellors and their representatives from other universities, the former presiding bishops, the current bishops, members of the clergy, all distinguished guests, parents, guardians, dear graduates, staff, students, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Thank you. Mine is to first pass some goodwill messages. We have goodwill messages from Methodist Church of Kenya, in Kenya, sorry. We have goodwill messages from KEMUDA. KEMUDA is Kenya Methodist University Development Association, based in the US. KEMUA, which is the Alumni Association. The insurance, the Methodist Insurance Brokers, the Equity Bank Limited. Kenyatta University has sent us goodwill messages, so has Kirinyaga University, who had a graduation yesterday, Machakos University, Kaimosi Friends University College, African Nazarene University, who are represented here, Great Lakes University of Kisumu, Meru University, and the VC is right here, Daystar University, University of Eastern Africa, Baraton, Chandaria Foundation has been with us for a long, long time, Coca-Cola. If you have not taken Coca-Cola, then you have not lived in this world. Great Gospel Visionaries International Church, Fun-Trench Certified Blockchain Professional Courses, Gyros Printers and Stationers, Kenya Power and Lighting. And that's why we've never had any power cut in this university. So our generators are idle. BT-Tech Suppliers and Systems, Biointensive Agricultural Training Center, DSAT, Ross Wholesalers and Retail, Intercity Security. Let me also take this chance to recognize very special way some of the guests who are here. I may not mention all of them, but we recognize the presence of the Meru governor, whom last year was our chief guest. So today he has passed the mantle to Baba. So we thank God for that. But I also wish to recognize the presence. Bishop Lawi Matthew was actually a founding father of Kenya Methodist University. If you came through the gate, there is a monument there. You will see him there holding a stick. So that is him. He has come a long way. Thank God that we are still able to be with him. I recognize the presence of Professor Romanus Odhiambo, the VC Meru. He's right here. Yes, my neighbor, formerly at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture. Dr. Bright Mamudo and wife, they are here from all the Conference of Churches. Yes. And then Professor Fred Ot Angalia wale wamenitembelea. So kama hajanitembelea hakuna mkono nitarudisha. In KEMU, we thank God for him. Reverend Professor Zablon Tamburi, former presiding bishop and also works at African Nazarene. Ambassador Benjamin K. Kisilo from Multimedia, we thank God for him. Dr. Stanley Mahosi Bebe, Vice Chancellor, African Nazarene University. We were with him at St. Paul's, so he has decided kurudisha mkono, so you can be sure I'll be there in your graduation. Honorable Said Hiriba is a graduate. Honorable Said. Then Honorable Charles O. Were, MP Kasipul. He has actually stood with us for a very long time. We thank God for him. Joseph Kaberia, this has been done. Julius Leseto, Deputy Governor Samburu, as a child who is graduating today. John Kagoshia, Speaker, Nyeri County. Geoffrey Ndamboki, Director, Middle East Bank. Professor Charity Irungu, St. Paul's University. And of course, from Machakos University, we have Peter Nyamuhanga Mwita, who is the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of research, innovation, and linkages. And many others that I may not be able to capture just now. Going on to my speech, I'll make it very brief because I had a covenant with the graduates yesterday that we have to finish by 1. On behalf of Kenya Methodist University, Senate, management, staff, students, it gives me great pleasure to warmly welcome you all to our 18th graduation ceremony. We are very grateful that you found time to be with us on this auspicious occasion. Your Excellency, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the former Prime Minister, Republic of Kenya, these graduates, their families, and the entire fraternity of KEMU are honored that you are able to come here and grace this occasion. Can we clap for the Honorable? And we looked at it and we thought that the best theme for this graduation will be transformative education for industrialization, because you are indeed an industrialist. Your Excellency, Sir, and the Chancellor, today we are celebrating the award of diplomas and conferment of degrees to 2,500 graduates in various disciplines of study. I may also want to say that KEMU is a truly international university with 39 nationalities. Nani kama sisi. So here we train all sorts of competencies that include educationists, entrepreneurs, scientists, health specialists, technologists, among them theologians. To all graduates, I wish to congratulate you on your achievement, because it was not easy to come by. But as per our motto, your future is indeed here. So I would want to release you to the world to go out there and showcase what we have shown you and grown you in. Allow me to say that there have been people who have contributed to your well-being as graduates in your being here. They have devoted time and resources. And these include lecturers, it includes students, fellow students, it also includes parents and sponsors. We want to say thank you to them for giving you what they gave you to achieve what you have achieved today. As you celebrate your fabulous achievement, I would like you to take a little time and reflect on this year's theme, Transformative Education for Industrialization. We are all aware that university education will continue to play a major role nationally. This theme, therefore, recognizes the role that higher education plays as a vehicle for fostering socioeconomic development of our great nation. And I want to say that go there and deliver Vision 2030, go there, deliver the Millennium or what they call the Sustainable Goals, go out there and deliver the Big Four agenda as articulated by our beloved President. Kenya Methodist University is now home to over 8,000 students spread in 4 schools and spread in 4 campuses. We have a campus in Mombasa, campus in Nakuru, campus in Nairobi, and this very one, the main campus. We are proud this year to say that all the schools have come of age because we have graduates right from PhD to diploma. So we thank God for that because every school has got a PhD graduate, has got a master's graduate, has got a bachelor's graduate, and of course, the diploma graduates. So we have grown over time, and we are thankful to God for what we have achieved so far. Remember that KEMU is a one-stop shop. You come in with your qualification, and we can be able to mentor you to the level of a PhD. So feel encouraged, even if you are a puncture repairer, it is high time we got a PhD of a puncture repair. That is what TVET actually insists, that you can get a common person and move this person. Why should you study a whole vehicle? Yet there is the tire, there is the engine. When you go out there to repair your vehicle, you say, okay, my vehicle has a problem with the injector. They say, you wait for Onyango. They don't attend it to themselves because they know Onyango is the specialist. So you can specialize in one small area. When it comes to tires, they say, wait for Musioka because they are the specialists of tires. And so on and so forth. So there's no need of studying the whole vehicle. Just specialize in a small area and you will be home and dry. This graduation is very unique to us because amongst the graduates, we are graduating the first ever medical doctors from a private university. 58 of them. God is good. So all doubting Thomases are now been proved wrong. It is possible for a private university to venture into sciences and be able to make it. We have just launched the Center for Leadership and Professional Development. I want to encourage all of us graduates and everybody on the high side of things to actually join this center because it is going to build your capacity to a very large extent. Mr. Chancellor, sir, we want to say that we have developed programs. Currently, we have introduced PhD in counseling psychology. We have introduced PhD in a few other areas, but most notable, we have added clinical medicine from this year to our list of health sciences. And we think we are moving in the right direction. We have also revised our charter and statutes to be in line with the Universities Act. Most universities have not done that. And we want to say that it was submitted to the Commission for Onward Transmission, Commission for University Education for Onward Transmission to the ministry concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is currently transiting towards technology-driven economy, and we have not been left behind as KEMU. We have a very strong ICT area and a very strong mentorship program. And we are saying that the ICT under the School of Science and Technology actually has taken us far and also mentored our students. As we speak, we have students in the United States of America through an exchange program, courtesy of the ICT related courses. And the ICT infrastructure in KEMU is wonderful. That is why our virtual learning has always stood out. It was not even difficult for us to implement the ERP because the infrastructure was already there. So as we speak, everything is streamlined. Issues of the missing mark are long forgotten in this place from last year. Because if it was missing, you wouldn't be graduating. We are also streamlining our processes. ISO 9001 quality management system is close to our heart, and we are in the process of implementing it. Mr. Chancellor, sir, the university continues to do research with major priority areas, and I'm happy to report that in our effort towards realizing the Vision 2030, we have developed some seeds, what we call the Chelalang Wonder Bean, which is a European Union award winner. This bean yields about 19 bags per acre. So if you are a person of Nyoyo or Githeri or I don't know what other one, please feel free to contact us. We'll give you sacks and sacks so that you can go and grow them. You will be impressing yourself and impressing everybody else. University scientists have developed and recommended crop production technologies such as cassava, arrowroots, sorghum, beans, katumani, maize, dolikos, lablab for Wajir, Marsabit, Isiolo, and Turkana drylands. And we believe that this is going to give us food security. University has also continued to hold this international conference, research conference, and this year we have one marked for 15th and 16th November 2018. So make a date with us. Come and share with us some of your contributions to knowledge. The theme of the conference this year is leveraging research and innovation to build globally competitive economy. The university has a journal, so do not fail to come and publish your results in our very prestigious journal. It is called IJPP, that is International Journal of Professional Practice. And we are also very strong in corporate social responsibility. Our outreach services in terms of theology, in terms of medical camps, cannot be compared with those of any other institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, I also wish to report that the university has had very useful MOUs with research institutions, with other universities, with government ministries and NGOs, and these partnerships have been of mutual benefit. Our collaborators have not left us. This year, I was in the USA, and we even have a Kenya Methodist Students Association former Kenya Methodist Students Association, right in the heart of USA, in Dallas. So they were happy to see the Vice Chancellor and they passed greetings to you. Do you receive them? I know some of you will head there and you will meet your colleagues, so don't fail to look for somebody from Kenya Methodist University. In any state in the US or any part of the world, you will always get them and they will guide you accordingly. In recreation, we have done very well because our co-curricular activities have stood out very strong. Our sports, drama, clubs, athletics are actually outstanding, and we know that work without play makes Tom a dull boy, and our graduates are not dull people because they play. Recently, we had games, African games, and we did very well. Our women was the runners-up in the African University Games. Taekwondo women are Africa's Universities Games champions. So we have ladies here who can make those cries of a cat as they do those signs of kung fu until you run away. So we are well protected. The university has continued to offer mentorship programs, and recently, as I said, computer science has done very well, and we want to specially recognize a member of staff, Dr. Chao Mbogo, who has been very useful in mentoring our students. She's where? Ako wapi? Amuka wakuone. Unajua, that is Madam Charles Mbogo. She has been very, very useful in mentorship. She's based in our Nairobi campus. As you are aware, the university continues to be guided by the strategic plan that we have already launched, and we are making very key steps in that direction. In conclusion, I wish to challenge the graduates to choose the wisdom of God to be guiding light for them. Wisdom is better than jewels or money. That is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 11. And with it, you will overcome all obstacles. Remember, leadership, relationship, collaborations, and partnerships will be the most important attribute in taking your career forward. Learn to multitask, endeavor to be the best team player, and seek and appreciate advice from mentors. Do appreciate every effort made in good faith for well-being of humanity. We thank you for being part of KEMU, and as your partners, we will follow you in the field to find out how well you are doing. You remain our great ambassadors. Ladies and gentlemen, I beg to stop there, and thank you very much. My speech will be available for those who want it. It is very extensive, but because of time, I've tried to reduce it. At this point in time, it is my humble duty to request our Chair of Council to come and make a few remarks, and thereafter, he will invite the Chair of BOT. Karibu sana. He is our Chair of Council. Tumpigie makofi akikuja.
The chief guest, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister, Republic of Kenya, Kenya Methodist University, Reverend Joseph Tumbura, the Governor of Meru County, Honorable Karito Morongi, senior government dignitaries, university management, graduates, parents and guardians, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning. On behalf of the University Council, I have great pleasure to warmly welcome you all to the Kenya Methodist University on our 18th graduation ceremony. Thank you very much for taking time to join us in this momentous occasion in our academic calendar. Congregate here today to witness the crowning to academic glory of over 2,200 graduates who are being awarded certificates, diplomas, and degrees in various programs. May I take this opportunity to congratulate graduates for successfully completing their various studies. We are all proud of your accomplishments. Your graduation today marks not only the reward of your hard work, but also brings a significant sense of achievement and joy to your parents, guardians, sponsors, KEMU fraternity, and all who have contributed to your success. Ladies and gentlemen, we are today honored to be graced with the presence of a very special statesman as our chief guest. On behalf of the entire Methodist University fraternity, I am pleased to welcome the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. Sir, thank you very much for creating time out of your very busy schedule to grace our ceremony. Karibu Baba. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege of chairing the University Council for the last 1.5 years now. This council took over the university when it was facing many challenges that threatened its very existence. The university was weighed down by historical financial debts resulting from mismanagement and the establishment by the previous leadership. The then university leadership overborrowed to finance non-core assets. This subjected the institution to a lot of financial strain. My council, therefore, and to institute the following immediate measures to keep the university afloat. 1, staff rationalization. We did staff rationalization that brought the staff numbers to the level that was within the means of the university and that was optimum for the running of the university. 2, we did cost-cutting measures so that we minimize waste and brought efficiency in our systems. 3, we closed non-performing campuses that had been opened and they didn't have enough students to justify their existence. 4, we are in the process of selling non-core assets that really do not add value to the university because they are not income generating anymore. We have also initiated enterprise resource programs so that we increase efficiency in whatever we do. To this, the revenues will be maximized and the council undertook to implement measures to make revenue collection as efficient as possible. It was noted that collection of fees was not efficient, leading to a huge loss in unpaid fees. To this end, the council directed the sourcing and implementation of the ERP to ensure efficient and effective revenue collection and accountability. The system has since been implemented and the positive results are evident. We have also, Mr. Chancellor Sir, started the ISO certification, which I can report today, the progress is very encouraging. We have also today, as you have witnessed, launched the 2018-2027 strategic plan, and we want to thank the management for the effort they have put to on this end. We further moved to align academic programs to the market demands, and we are happy to note today that our academic programs have completely been aligned to the market needs. Ladies and gentlemen, to develop the university further, the council instituted the organization of the university management, which was professionally and competitively sourced. The new management has been in place for the last 1 year and have performed very well in implementing the revival and recovery roadmap as guided by the council. Under the new management, the university is clearly on the recovery path. I wish to report today that the council, working with other organs of governance, have continued to offer strategic leadership to the university to keep it on a sustainable path and growth and expansion in an increasingly highly challenging environment. In line with this, We have today launched the Kenya Methodist University Strategic Plan 2018-2027, which will guide the future path of the university in the next 10 years. This plan outlines the areas of strategic focus based on the assessment of existing programs, national education policies, and the aspiration of the nation. In this plan, the university has identified various strategies aimed at enabling sustainable growth of the university. This involves investing in growing and promising core areas such as the School of Medicine and Health Sciences, where the demand is on the rise. The university is also rationalizing on teaching programs to ensure that only sustainable programs are mounted. We have also rationalized on the university teaching and non-teaching staff so as to ensure that we stay competitive on the quality as we retain the best in the industry. The university, Mr. Chancellor Sir, will continue to take strategic decisions to address challenges facing the education sector, and they also staying relevant in a very competitive environment. Mr. Chancellor Sir, ladies and gentlemen, may I emphasize that the stability and the optimism we are witnessing today has been enabled by the great unity and sense of brotherhood that currently exists between the various governance organs of the university, including the sponsors, the presiding bishop, and the chancellor of the university, the board of trustees, the council, and the university management. This unity of purpose has made it very easy for decisions to be made smoothly and be implemented effectively. We are also working closely with the regulatory arms of government, such as the Commission for University Education and the other professional regulatory agencies. Mr. Chancellor Sir, this year's graduation theme, Transformative Education for Industrialization, takes cognizance of the role of education in the Big Four agenda and the Vision 2030. The Big Four agenda focuses on food security, affordable housing, manufacturing, and affordable healthcare, for all of which we are addressing through our growing School of Medicine and Health Sciences, agriculture, research, as well as information technology. Transformative Education for Industrialization will assist KEMU in coming up with appropriate technology to assist in the achievement of the objectives of the Big Four. This will be anchored in providing appropriate curriculum geared towards suitable, transformative human capital. Ladies and gentlemen, professionals trained in KEMU have continued to play major roles both nationally and internationally in various strategic positions. Our graduates are well focused and founded on Christian principles, values, morals, and ethics. This background ensures that they are men and women of high integrity who can be trusted by the employers and the community. As a result, our graduates continue to be among the most preferred by employers in the country today. Mr. Chancellor Sir, I wish to recognize our key partners who are working with us closely and working with us in this journey. Among the most notable is KEMU, who, apart from being involved in the physical development of the university for a long time, have continued to work with KEMU in raising funds for needy and talented students' scholarship. The government, through the Higher Education Loans Board, HELB, has also made a significant contribution through loans to both our undergraduate and postgraduate students. Many other partners continue to sponsor individual and groups of students. I also do wish to recognize the Commission for University Education, who have continued giving us support, and we continue working together with them very closely. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, I wish to challenge the graduates today to walk the path with courage and chart their destiny with determination and focus. It is now, as I end my humble duty and privilege, to invite the chairman of BOT, Honorable Cyrus Muriuki, to address the congregation. Thank you. Goodbye.
the chief guest today, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, and one of those building bridges in Kenya to bring peace. The Chancellor of the University, Reverend Joseph Ntombura, who is also the presiding bishop of the Methodist Church in Kenya. His Excellency, the Governor of Meru County, Honorable Kiraito Morongi, who was our chief guest last year. The founding father of the Kenya Methodist University and the former president of the World Methodist Council, as well as the former presiding bishop of the Methodist Church in Kenya and a former nominated member of parliament, Reverend Bishop Dr. Lawi Matthew. The former presiding bishop, Reverend Professor Zabron Damburi, the members of the Board of Trustees, the Chairman of Council, and the Council members, the Vice Chancellor, who is also the Chairman of the University Management and Senate, all professors, lecturers, graduates, parents, guardians, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. On behalf of the members of the Board of Trustees and on my own behalf, I wish to take this single opportunity to thank our chief guest, His Excellency, Right Honorable Amor Odinga, for accepting our invitation to come and grace this occasion. We thank you, sir. We are indeed very happy and want you to feel most welcome throughout your stay here in KEMU and in Meru County. Sir, I would want to introduce the members of Board of Trustees who are present here today, though a few have sent their apologies. Can they stand? Those are members of the Board of Trustees. Can you wave? Thank you. The assets and liabilities of Kenya Methodist University is vested under the responsibility of those members of Board of Trustees. And I want to thank for their tireless effort to try and bring KEMU to where it should be. I want to begin by congratulating all the graduates and the academic staff who have led you over the years to this final journey that ends with a new beginning, because every end has a new beginning. Today will be the last day you will be here in KEMU as active students, but you will be members of the KEMU alumni, and therefore you will start a new phase in your lives where you will be putting what you have learned, the skills, the knowledge, the expertise into practical use. I know over the years you have been anxiously praying for this day to be a reality. As part of the stakeholders of KEMU, who represent the Methodist Church in Kenya, the owners and the sponsor of this university, we want to express our gratitude to all who have enabled us to have this day. We want also to thank the Chancellor, who has had this university close at the heart, the Council, who have worked tirelessly in the midst of a lot of challenges to bring us where we are, and the Vice Chancellor and the entire management for managing the crisis we were put into by the past management. It's no secret that there was a lot of fight, there was a lot of negative publicity. There were all efforts to see this graduation didn't take place. And this was done by none other than those people who have worked here, those who ran down the university, those who have employed, those who have paid themselves to earn a lot of salaries and allowances. But thanking God, we are here today and we have managed that. And from our forensic audit, which we have done, we are going to pursue whoever has taken any coin from KEMU which does not belong to him or her. We want to assure all here today that the university has a great future, as is witnessed by the graduation today of 2,500, among them 58 medical doctors, actually giving me hope that I will live longer in my late years of life. Now I know our people who can take care of me. I know all of you were excited to join KEMU when you first got admitted. At the same time, you must have been a little scared of the new reality, and that you are on your own. For most of you, away from your homes, away from your parents, but you joined Ready to Learn, explore, make new friends, get the best exposure, and you left your comfort zones of your parents, friends, siblings. I'm happy that you are going back to them with something to show of why you have been away from home. Mr. Guest of Honor, sir, KEMU has faced similar challenges the rest of other universities in the country are facing. Reduced student population, increased.
Raila Odinga is an old friend. We have known each other for over 30 years. At one time, I was his advocate. I was his lawyer when he was detained without trial by the former president, Daniel Arap Moi. And we worked together in opposition for many years. We also worked together in government. And when I was Minister for Energy, he was my boss, because that is the time he was the Prime Minister. I recently was in Kisumu, and they invited me for a cup of tea at the Sovereign Hotel there. So it's only fair that I come to welcome him to this great occasion. Number two, I came to congratulate the graduates. I think we should give them a round of applause. 2,000 plus graduates is not a small thing. We are not taking this for granted. So thank you, Vice Chancellor. Thank you, the faculty, because we know without you, we could not be graduating the graduates today. I'm very, very excited that for the first time, we are graduating about 15 doctors from KEMU. Tuwapigieni makofi. We need doctors in Meru. We need doctors in Kenya. You saw recently we brought doctors from Cuba. I believe with this trend, we are not going to get doctors from Cuba again. And personally, as the governor of Meru, I will talk to university to see how our government in Meru County can support the medical school of KEMU. Finally, let me say I came here as a friend of the Methodist Church. I came here as a friend of KEMU. I know there are many doubting Thomases out there, but I came here to express my faith and to tell Kenyans to watch this space. That KEMU is going to be better. KEMU is going to be stronger. You have made a very, very good choice of the chief guest today, especially because of the topic you've chosen on industrialization. People only associate Raila Odinga with the politics. They tend to forget that he's an engineer. The first time I knew him, he was a lecturer in engineering at the University of Nairobi. And of that, he has been an entrepreneur, he has been an industrialist. And what he has been saying is that it's not that our young people are unemployed. Most of our young people are unemployable because they do not have the skills that are required in the industry. So welcome, Right Honorable Prime Minister. I have a lot to say, but you know I'm not properly dressed today, and this is not the right occasion for me to say those things. Thank you very much.
We have now reached the climax where we want the Baba to address us. Our chief guest, you know, he has been a politician, as the governor said. He has fought for the liberation of this country. He has fought to see we have a constitution in this country. He has been detained several times on behalf of Kenya. He was a member of parliament for many years, and he was a prime minister, and currently is the leader of official position in Kenya. But he is not doing the opposition work. He is trying to bring peace in Kenya. That is why we don't hear of demonstrations now, because of shaking the handshake. And we thought the handshake should also come to Meru. So can we all stand with a clap and welcome the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister of Kenya.
Asante sana. The Chancellor, you may be seated. The Chancellor of KEMU University, the Governor, the Vice Chancellor, for the Chairman of the Council, all the lecturers, graduates here today, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Comrades power. Comrades power. I'm very delighted to be here this day as so many of young Kenyans are graduating to live and go into the greater society. I was talking to the governor here, who is my friend. He forgot to tell you that in the earlier incarnation, we were called the Young Turks, me and him, when we were fighting for change in this country. But we were taking the journey down the memory lane to early years, and we see how the higher education has evolved in our country. As the chairman of the council has told you, I used to teach engineering at the University of Nairobi. Those are times when your parents had not even thought of marrying to that you could be born. But when I joined at the University of Nairobi, it was a constituent college of University of East Africa. So the whole of East Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, there was only one university, which capital headquarters was in Makerere University in Uganda. So Nairobi was just a constituent college. The faculty of engineering was the only faculty at the University of Nairobi at that time. Then eventually the charters were awarded. Nairobi became a university on its own. Dar es Salaam, which had also been a faculty, became a university, and Makerere also remained a university. So we ended up with 3 universities, the whole of East Africa. Kenya, only 1 university. Then eventually we started the Kenyatta University College. We used to call it KEMU, as a constituent college of the University of Nairobi. Eventually it became a college. JUCAT, just agricultural college, became a university. Then Egerton, then Moi was created. Then we saw the proliferation of universities. Then the private universities started coming. Today we have so many universities in this country. And this is just in a span of, call it just slightly over 40 years. So a lot of progress has been made in expanding university education in our country. And I think this is a great thing. So let me first begin a special word of welcome to not only the graduating class of 2018, but also to all of you here who may someday be members of some graduating class of the Kenya Methodist University, the class of 2019 or 2020 or 2022, who I'm sure are all before me here today. I also commend the Methodist Church in Kenya for its outstanding contribution to education, which has seen KEMU become the first private university in Kenya to graduate medical doctors and surgeons. You graduated at a time of great change and momentous challenges that include a difficult economy, debt and tax burdens, and unemployment. I want to assure you that as leaders, we are going all out and doing what was once unthinkable to address these problems and bequeath you a better country. President Bill Clinton said that if he were to sum up his view of public life, it would come down to, and I quote him, "Are people better off when you quit than when you started? Do children have a brighter future? Are things coming together instead of being torn apart?" I fully subscribe to this view. Many of you here call me Baba. and I accept the title with all humility. I want to assure you that as a father, I am determined to ensure that things work for you, that you have a brighter future, that Kenyans are better off when I quit than when I started. This is the reason we agreed with President Uhuru Kenyatta to put aside everything else and work for Kenya. To help us realize this dream, I wish to appeal to the youth to aspire to higher ideals that they shall never compromise on for the sake of Kenya. Our youth must constantly ask the question, is there anything I have to put myself on the line for the sake of my community, my neighbor, and my country, or am I living in vain? I want the youth of Kenya to believe that success comes from hard work and playing by the rules, not shortcuts and shady deals. That the only way to build a country that cares for all the citizens and stands the test of survival. You'll see the opportunists run around with monies in money bags. They're looking for youth groups, women groups, churches to throw that money and to get the glory. You can see them. It's obvious. If you ask them, where did you get all that money from? They can't tell you. I am aware that as youths, we did not create the divided, tribal, corrupt, and unequal Kenya that you find yourself in. But you can use your education to stop these ills. On that journey, I will cover your backs and walk with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya needs to move forward in its economy, politics, and social programs. What will make Kenya a better place for our children and earn its respect among nations is knowledge. That knowledge will come from three things that I wish to raise strongly at this congregation. These three things are: 1, research; 2, research; 3, research. Even in these hard economic times, we need to regard research as an indispensable investment in our future. Without research, we are sitting ducks in a rapidly and constantly changing world. Without research, we are fighting in the dark and hoping to develop by chance. I believe we have to cut our coat according to our size as a country. I am therefore not insisting on research that secures us more patents than any other country, or that wins us Nobel Prizes for science, important as these are. I am calling on our country to begin by investing in and supporting more of the basic research that is meant to teach us rather than to invent or develop new products. That will have to be led by our universities. We need to factor in and assign research components of each flagship project of our development agenda to a specific university based on the known strength of that university. The truth, however, is that research is underfunded and ranks dangerously low in our list of priorities. While UNESCO recommends that nations spend 2 to 3% of their GDP on research, we spend only 0.8% of our GDP on our research. How then will our children catch up with South Korea, for instance, which spends 4.3% of its GDP on research? Our government needs to set up specific goals and targets for university contribution to national development goals. As a country, we need to agree that each year we will devote more money to research and a clear list of the projects to be financed and why they matter. We will then need to think these projects with industries. We need to link them with industries so that the results lead to new and better and competitive products. I believe that until and unless that is done, our universities will continue to lag behind others in research, where our government will continue to record long lists of projects that failed to take off. I am aware that we are straining and hurting economically, and some will say we have no money to spare for such futuristic projects. But nations are built through hard choices and sacrifices. We must always be willing to sacrifice our comfort today to ensure the comfort of the next generation. For our universities to transform our society and meet international expectations, quality assurance is critical. This is a role the Commission for University Education and the Ministry of Education must play without fear or favor with regard to courses and curriculum. We also need to jealously guard the value of education by mounting a vicious crackdown on the fake and undeserved degrees that are sprouting in Kenya. We must be merciless with people, including politicians, who obtain degrees without having stepped in any classroom. Kenya must be led by people who have earned the papers they present for leadership positions. As we pursue standards, we must listen to and address the concerns of key stakeholders, especially private universities like KEMU, as well as the faculty, about the faculty of all universities. These bodies have raised concern about the apparent attempt to micromanage the design and delivery of courses, and even to supervise and evaluate lecturers by the Commission for Higher Education. This approach threatens to make universities identical and undermine their autonomy. Individual institutions must be allowed to create their niches and design innovative programs that differentiate them in the job market, win them global recognition, and enable them bring different capacities to the building of our nation. I am aware that our universities are struggling with the funding challenges with public institutions hard as it. This is making it difficult, particularly for the public universities, to meet even basic statutory commitments to NHIF, NSSF, pension funds, and staff circles. Some universities are even unable to remit pay-as-you-earn deductions. Our society needs to adopt the philanthropic culture that has seen the rich in the developed world support scholarships, endowment funds, and capital campaigns in their universities. We must also crack down on wastage and outright theft of resources in our universities. Universities are not going to inspire hope when they are steeped in the bad habits of primitive accumulation, corruption, and impunity. We also need to continue reviewing our policies to promote private investment in the higher education. Currently, there is disquiet among private universities that the formulation and implementation of some government policies put them at a disadvantage. These concerns have to be addressed to enable private universities help the country shoulder the burden of providing education. This is important, and as I address this graduating class, I want to give you just a few examples to illustrate how innovation can help to change society. Saying this because I want to inspire the graduating class to not go out there with flaunting certificates looking for jobs. You need to be job creators, not just job seekers. In the last century, earlier, the people used to be moving with horses. Horse was the main means of transportation at the beginning of the last century. Then, when the major development took place across the Atlantic, on the other side was a man called Henry Ford, who started experimenting with the combustion engine, taking cylinders and putting them in a row and begin to fire them with the gasoline to produce a motion. And using Newton's law, transforming that motion into, transmitting it into wheels. And then he put this, what he had prepared, into a chassis and started to move it. That's the beginning of the invention of automobile. Then he called it the T model of Ford. When he started making motion, people were looking at it and it looks very strange. Then he produced the first automobile in America. And now when he invited people to buy, some of the first one he was given for free. The people did not want. People are so scared. Some women were heard saying that those contraptions of Mr. Ford, never. I'm safer with a horse in a day. So, but he kept on going on. Contemporaneous to this development in Germany, where I studied, another gentleman, two gentlemen, one was called Karl-Heinz Benz, the other was called Heinrich Daimler. Doing their experiments separately, Benz worked and also produced the first prototype of a car. And when it was ready, he invited people. It was moving, the engine was propelling, and there's a motion. So he wanted to do an experiment to drive, and nobody was willing to join him. And these people thought it was too risky. There was his 17-year-old daughter who took a risk and went with the dad, and they traveled for the first 17 kilometers in this contraption, and then he stopped. And then he named that model after his daughter, who was called Mercedes. That's the beginning of Mercedes-Benz. And then Karl-Heinz Daimler also developed separately. Eventually they combined together, and that is the origin of what is called Daimler-Benz. You see that today. Third one is in Japan. Mr. Toyota started as a bicycle repairer. Then after repairing bicycles, moved on, started taking components and putting them together to make a scooter. Then a scooter became a motorbike. A motorbike became a 4-cylinder engine, the first model of Toyota. And then another Toyota, and Toyota became an empire. All these inventions were done by people, individuals working on their own. And I believe that among you here who are graduated today, there is a Mr. Ford, there's a Mr. Benz, and there's also a Mr. Toyota. Or could I say Madame Toyota? Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I have spoken in some detail about research, and each time we talk about research, we think of the hard sciences. Today, I want to remind this congregation of another kind of research spoken of by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt over 70 years ago, when he said, and I quote, "If civilization is to survive, we must cultivate the science of human relationship, the ability of all people of all kinds to live together in the same world at peace," unquote. Kenya has been and remains too divided to stand. We must work together to put the pieces that make Kenya back in place. This is the work of putting the pieces back together is what President Uhuru Kenyatta and I myself have been up to since the 9th of March this year. We have been able to bring calm, tone down rhetoric, and prepare the country for a sober debate on what matters. Like Roosevelt, I ask that if you want to measure our success, judge us by the enemies we have made. The agents of hate and division, have attempted to declare war on the noble cause for unity and peace. We must resist and shun such people. I appeal to Kenyans to embrace the idea that competition is useful up to a certain point and no further, and that cooperation begins where competition ends. Cooperation is what we must strive for today. It is what the President and I have chosen, and we want history to judge us by it. As I join hands in this journey, I wish you success in all your pursuits. Thank you, and may God help you.
Thank you very much. That was our Honorable Right Honorable former Prime Minister. Let's clap again for him. Very good words of advice. So at this point in time, as the Vice Chancellor, I take this opportunity to bring on the Chancellor to address the congregation. After he finishes, the police band will come in and do a show for us before we present the graduates. Bwana Chancellor, it's your time. Karibu sana.
Our chief guest, former Prime Minister, His Excellency Raila Odinga, our Governor of Meru County, His Excellency Kiraito Murungi, our Deputy Governors who are here from Meru County and Samburu County, our two speakers of county governments who are here, Meru County and Nyeri County, the Board of Trustees, members who are here, members of University Council, bishops and the members of the clergy present. I especially want to recognize our former presiding bishops, Reverend Dr. Lawi Matthew, Reverend Professor Zabulon Dhamburi. I want to recognize also in a different capacity the General Secretary of NCCK, who is also a member of our council, Canon Karanja, and Deputy General Secretary of ACC. I want to recognize also our Honorary Treasurer, the Church Honorary Treasurer, because she is here, all the Chancellors of sister universities present, Vice Chancellors of sister universities, Members of Parliament present, parents and the guardians, graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be part of this auspicious occasion of the 18th graduation ceremony of Kenya Methodist University. I wish to join both the Vice Chancellor, Chairman of the BOT, and the Chairman of the University Council to sincerely welcome you all to KEMU to this momentous event. Before I proceed, I also wish to bring greetings from the entire Methodist Church in Kenya during this important occasion in our academic calendar. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to thank our chief guest, former Prime Minister, His Excellency Raila Odinga, for finding time to grace this graduation ceremony and for having accepted to address the congregation on transformative education for industrialization. Honorable Raila Odinga is a great transformational leader himself with experience in both the public and the private sectors. It is therefore a great privilege for us to have a leader of his caliber addressing us today. Thank you very much, sir. Our chief guest, may I also take this opportunity on behalf of Kenya Methodist Fraternity and on my own behalf to thank you together with the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, for the ingenious concept of the popular handshake, which has immensely benefited millions of Kenyans in many unsung ways. As an institution, we are proud to be associated with you and your leadership. Our chief guest, Kenya Methodist University, has a rich history that dates back to 1987. In the last 30 years, the university has been dedicated to the furtherance of the Christian faith and the promotion of the required activities for the restoration of relationship between human beings and God, the Creator. It strives to apply its Christian principles and practical evangelism in all its endeavors. We appreciate the dedication and the foresight of the founders, especially Reverend Dr. Lawi Matthew, who believed in the great vision of establishing this great institution which has largely impacted the society through training of many professionals who own the key positions in this country and abroad. The university has nationals from 39 countries and becomes the first private university to train medical doctors in Kenya. In the last few years, the university has faced a number of challenges, key among them being leadership and governance issues. We have, however, worked with a team of dedicated professionals to try and turn around not only these issues, but other areas as well. Our chief guest, in the last 2 years, we have embarked on a journey of transformation to restore the glory and reputation of Kenya Methodist University among the global leaders in higher education. Towards achieving this, I'm happy to observe that Kenya Methodist University has continued to build on the good work started by the Board of Trustees together with the University Council. In 2017, the governing organs and engaged the Center for Innovative Leadership and Governance under the leadership of Professor Olive Mugenda to conduct a situation analysis of the institution and assist the university to recover from the myriad challenges. A number of strategic changes have been implemented, which are beginning to bear fruits for our university. These include identifying short-term and long-term strategies required to re-engineer the transformation, and also starting the process of reviewing our programs to ensure that they are market-driven and relevant to the current societal challenges. As the Chancellor, I am happy that the 10-year strategic plan is already completed, which incorporates the views of stakeholders and redefines the future of Kenya Methodist University. I would like to assure the entire university fraternity that I am committed to this noble process of transformation, and I appeal for the support and the commitment of each one of us in order to realize the desired benefits. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to point out that no country will ever develop without the participation of our institutions of higher learning. Indeed, university education is key to sustaining growth and the reduction of poverty, and the Kenya Methodist University is not ignorant of this reality. Aware that Kenya is already in the class of the middle income countries, we know that we are on the path for industrial growth, which is challenged by a number of issues, including lack of requisite skills to support and sustain industrialization. The university has embraced and adopted the new era of the technology, entrepreneurship, and establishment of effective financing and the quality assurance systems for education to deliver and support industrialization. The provision of education in KEMU is guided by national macro policies, plans, and strategies, and by the Ministry of Education policies, plans, and strategies, and by the Ministry of Education policies, programs, and the strategic plans. The macro policies include the Kenya Development Vision 2030 and the National Strategy for Growth. The main focus of the ministry policies is to transform the education sector into efficient, effective, outcome-based system which would facilitate socio-economic transformation of the country, including support for industrial growth. This is what is being referred to as a transformative education, and I am glad the Kenya Methodist University is determined to work with appropriate establishment, professionals, and the supervisory bodies in the restructuring of our academic programs in order to guarantee that they remain competitive, applicable, and market-driven in enhancing transformation and sustainable industrialization in line with Kenya's big 4 agenda. It is not without many challenges though, but for Kenya to achieve its vision 2030 on becoming an industrialized country, it will need to develop the right mix of high quality skills in the growth. Ladies and gentlemen, the new leadership in Kenya Methodist University Board of Trustees under the chairmanship of Honorable Silas Muriuki has worked diligently in providing oversight and policy direction, which is helping the university move in the right direction. Thank you, Honorable Muriuki, and your very able team for selfless service. I am deeply indebted to the University Council and the management for providing leadership and the interventions at some very challenging moments, which have seen the university weather through the storms and attain stability. We recognize the courage of Dr. Boy, the chair of the University Council, and your very dedicated and competent team. I wish to thank our acting Vice Chancellor, the DVCs, and all our dedicated professors, lecturers, students, and the well-wishers for their continued support to the leadership of this university. I urge you to continue with the good work as we endeavor to change Kenya Methodist University into an academic hub of excellence comparable to the best. I recognize and acknowledge with deep gratitude our partnership with KEMU, which has been awarding full scholarships every year to a good number of needy students in our university. Happy that the KEMU is also raising funds for infrastructure development. KEMU wishes to commend Cooperative Bank of Kenya for being a faithful partner. Above, we thank the Ministry of Education for purposing to put KEMU in their priority list of those universities to get the lion's share of the nation's national student candidates requiring entry to universities and the students who are qualified. This support is invaluable, and we encourage you to continue doing the same. We invite other organizations to join us in developing Kenya Methodist University as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now take this opportunity to congratulate all the graduates who have qualified for the conferment of degrees and award of various diplomas and the certificates of Kenya Methodist University. Having been equipped with knowledge and discipline, today we are releasing you to the labor market as another cohort of equipped professionals who have gone through the best institution of learning. However, I must remind you that the present world has many real challenges: unemployment, poverty, diseases, tribalism, corruption, and many others. Therefore, you have to stand in the gap where you can change it all with skillful intelligence and with more significance, with the help of the Almighty God. In Isaiah 40:31, we read, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. That should be handy when the storms become tough. Today tells you that you are ready to get into action. Be agents of change, impacting on leadership and development of this nation, ensuring sustainability in industrialization. In addition, as a graduate of Kenya Methodist University, a university founded on God himself, the Rock of Ages, you are sent out as ambassadors of peace in this country, which is mostly polarized by negative ethnicity, divisive politics, and corruption. I wish to remind you that it is only you who can change your destiny. Through the knowledge and the skills you have attained, do not wait for the right opportunity to come your way. Rather, strive to create that opportunity yourself. You have the skills, you have the knowledge, and the competence. We are therefore empowering you to go out as champions of transformative and servant leadership. Let your highest motivation to work go beyond earning money and gaining material things. Serve with full commitment, diligence, and sacrifice, bearing in mind that as you serve humanity, you will be serving God. This nation needs you to be the voice of reason amidst all the chaos, prejudices, and the innuendos. Be a source of hope and inspiration to all times, ensuring that you are relevant in all seasons to the glory of God. Kenya Methodist University will always be your university and will celebrate your achievements. I urge you also to be proud of them. You will always remain part of KEMU family. May I now thank all the parents and the guardians for supporting your sons and daughters through their education at Kenya Methodist University. We are aware of the challenges associated with supporting the university education of your children, and we congratulate you for successfully accomplishing it. Let me also take this opportunity to thank all of you for gracing this occasion and making it so colorful. On our nation, perhaps this is an appropriate occasion to point out that there is a need to review our constitution and through a referendum, positively reform it. Constitution reviews should actually be made regular so that the Kenyans are aware that within 10 or so years, there will be a constitution review which will bring growth. This will, in the future, help us avoid hurried referendums that are politically motivated with vested interests. We should now, for instance, be focusing on a constitution that will facilitate national industrialization and unity. The only concern, however, is the cost involved when we know the country is heavily in debt. Once again, I congratulate the class of 2018 and urge you to take up your role to bring up a positive and lasting impact on the society you'll be serving. Be useful to yourselves, your alma mater, and to your country. As I end my remarks, I wish to reiterate that where there are issues of concern, I will avail myself for consultation as necessary. with those remarks, now it's high time to say, may God bless you all and God bless Kenya Methodist University.
And please.
Ch- ch- afternoon to you, and this is the 18th graduation of the Kenya Methodist University, that is KEMU, here at the main campus in Meru County. And we've just witnessed the keynote address by the chief guest, who is Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, and also by the Chancellor of Kenya Methodist University, Reverend Ntomburak, issuing their keynote addresses. And right now I'll just speak to the graduates, both from the undergraduate, postgraduate, in the masters, and also to the PhD. And I'll speak to actually one person who happens to be our colleague, Jamal Gaddafi, to just give us more insights on this. Congratulations. Hii degree unafilaje leo?
I feel amazing. I feel poa sana, manake sikuamini kwanza kama nitafikia hii hatua. Ilikuwa miaka minne ndio kufika hapa. Kuanzia nikiwa the presenter, nakumbuka katika ile jaribio tukiwa pamoja na wewe. And then tulikuwa nimeanza university chuo kikuu, but I took a break like 1 year, but nikarudi nimemaliza. Nafurahi na nashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu, nashukuru pia wazazi wangu kwa kuweza kunifikisha hapa.
Asante sana, congratulations. That was Jamal, who was graduated with the undergraduate. I'll speak to Alice, who is happening to graduate with a master's this today. First of all, how does it feel to finally wind up on your master's? Some say it's quite a difficult journey. How has it been for you?
I must say that I'm really humbled. It's not been quite easy, but with a lot of sacrifice and great effort, I've been able to pull through. I would really like to encourage the rest to give education quite a forefront action. This will really be able to help us transform our country.
Thank you very much. And finally, I'll speak to, as part of the graduates, the youngest of the PhD graduates in these congregations. Could you tell us your name and what you're graduating with?
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Susan Kagusha, and I'm graduating with a PhD in Health Systems Management. And I must say that it takes a lot of effort to go through all the stages of academic empire, and at the same time a lot of support is needed from your family, including your friends, and to the institution. It's a great effort to actually make the students graduate. PhD is the highest academic level of academia, and it is a great opportunity to have been in this class of 2018, and I am very happy. And I want to also recognize my husband, who is Honorable John Kagusha.
Congratulations, and at just 33 years, you're the youngest graduate in PhD. And finally, speak to the chairman of council here at the Kenya Methodist University. Just give us insights, because KEMU is the first private university to graduate with over 50 doctors, medical doctors. Thank you very much for joining us, Prof. And now, how does it feel to be the only private university to have graduated with over 50 doctors, medical doctors, that is?
Oh, this is a great opportunity for Kenya Methodist University. We are having our 18th graduation, and today we are the first private university to graduate medical doctors and surgeons, and it's a big celebration for all of us. And this is in line with the national agenda for the government that we want to have enough doctors, surgeons all over the country, and the Kenya Methodist University has started this journey. We are very happy, and we want to say that we want to grow our medical school and support the counties that surround here, the Meru, the Rakanithi, Isiolo counties, so that we grow the medical school and get more doctors so that our country becomes better.
The chief guest, that is Raila Odinga, has insisted on research, and he has challenged universities to forge ahead with research. What is KEMU University doing to ensure not only now that you're the first to graduate over 50 doctors, what's your line of research also as a private university?
Kenya Methodist University is grounded on research. It's research, it's research, it's research. And we have research in the School of Business, in the School of Medicine, the School of Agriculture, in the School of Sciences, and we have a lot of research that's taking place all over, including areas that will help the students when they get out there. They'll be innovative, they'll have their own businesses, they'll be entrepreneurs. Because we are not only bringing students that will look for jobs, we are bringing innovators. People will be entrepreneurs, people will be employers, people will be ethical in whatever they do. And the Kenya University, as Methodist University, has grounded our students in Christian ethics. And we are hearing reports from all employers that Kenya Methodist University students are very ethical, very reliable, very outgoing, and this is what makes Kenya Methodist University what we are.
And finally, the Chancellor has also talked on a few issues, that touch with the administration of those who are, he has said in quotes, did not want this graduation to happen. As a university, what are you proud of as this is the 18th congregation, and what next for you?
Kenya Methodist University is facing a lot of challenges, just like other universities. We have a long history of debts that were acquired sometimes back, but we have a very clear strategy of how we can get out of this, and we are happy to know that our student numbers are increasing every day. We are happy to know that we have restructured our university. We have new leadership in place. We have now cut our costs, and I'm able to say that we are going very, very far. In the next 10 years, as you've seen in our strategic plan that we have just revealed, it's going to be a different KEMU. It's going to have many schools, and it's going to have more students, and it's going to be a change agent for all the private universities in this country.
Thank you very much. That was the chairman of council here at the Kenya Methodist University at the congregation of the 18th graduation here at the main campus in Meru County, whereby over 2,000, to be specific, 2,141 graduates will be receiving our conferment of degrees in both diploma, degree, masters, and PhDs as well. And it has been an event that has also been attended by the Right Honorable former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, who was a chief guest here. We've also had the Chancellor himself, Reverend Ntombura, here delivering his address. And Raila Odinga insisted on research, notably because he has been he's an engineer by profession, and he also taught at the University of Nairobi. And his key note to the graduates and to the families and to Kenyans at large and to the universities was to insist on research. He has given a few examples, where he studied in Germany, the invention of the Mercedes as well as Toyota and other inventions, and has also asked Kenyans or those churning out from the university to go and be innovators. This has been the 18th graduation of the Kenya Methodist University here at the main campus in Meru County. And from the entire team, my name is George Maringa, wishing you a very good afternoon and enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Dean School of Business and Economics, Dr.